Back like I never left. I ain't go nowhere. I just went elsewhere. For those of you who are uninitiated, I'm Travanti. Advice in some circles. Travanti and others. I welcome you. If this is your first time, and I bid you adieu if this is your last. And I'm going to keep this stream because I'm still getting the hold of the whole streaming thing, but I'm going to make a little bit of time. I'm going to make some time because I had an interesting conversation today with a wee little lad, actually exactly 22 years of age, 22, if you speak Espanol. The conversation went a little bit like this. This person was at the workplace, his workplace. He looks up at me in all earnestness and honesty. And he says to me, candidly, see, I don't have to know someone very well at all, and it's been my lot in life to have people pour out their hearts, their souls, their deepest, darkest secrets. It's a gift, and it's a curse, but it's a burden that the Most High bestowed upon me because I have here these big, broad shoulders that can shoulder the burdens of others, my own included, of which there are few, very limited, and I thank the Lord for that. Be that as it may, back to the conversation. This gentleman just looks up at me and he goes, I hate this. It was the job that he was doing. I looked at him. I considered what I was going to say next carefully. And what I said came quite natural to me because it just came as a result of all of the experiences I've had in my life up until this point. And I have plenty more to go. So many more. Most High willing. But with my experience on earth thus far, it caused me to respond to him this way. Pregnant pause to build the tension. And now I tell you what the hell I told him. I said, hey man, good. I know you're wondering what is good about him feeling so bad about his situation, about hating what he's doing. Well, it's complicated, but it's also quite simple, and far more simple than complicated. Walk with me. So I said good because this emotion from him is important. It is so important to be sick and tired of what it is that you're doing. Not that you're not grateful, but it is in this moment that you have to take inventory. You have to investigate. And it's not going to be external. It's going to be internal. It's going to be within you. The answers, the keys to why you're feeling this way, you might have been stuffing down deep, grinning and bearing, just getting through it, just to get to it. And you might not have had an honest conversation with yourself. I'm not saying that you respond to yourself because that might be another issue, but it is important that you hear loud and clear your internal state, your dialogue, monologue, let's just say, not a dialogue. It's a problem if it's a dialogue. But you should really hear, vice free, by the way, unimpeded, unfettered by mind altering substances. Unless it's shrooms, those are a good time. And that helps you have these honest conversations with self. But his emotion in this moment was, to me, a great thing. Not a good, but great thing. Because early on, sometimes this shit happens way down the road when plenty of opportunities went unpursued or unnoticed, which is worse in some cases. But at the tender young age, as a young sprite of 22 years old, he was already like, man, I don't want to do this. And I said, like, who was it? Count Dooku from Star Wars. And that ain't even my shit. No, Emperor Palpatine, one of them fools. He said, good, let the hate flow through you. I'll never forget it. He was encouraging Anakin Skywalker to be a motherfucking hater. Good. Like Arson Beetle and Family Guy. Let the hate flow through you. Use it. You know what I mean? You cannot afford to allow this energy to go to waste. Anyways, back to it. I told him that this moment was critical. It was very important, because what is also important is that he's doing what he's doing right now. Some shit that he hates. Some shit that he does not enjoy. So that he can feel like this. I told him. I said, man, you 22. You really, just a moment here, right up in the middle of my shit. All right, back to it. So, anyhow, where was I before I was so rudely interrupted? Oh, yes. The whole point of me streaming this shit to y'all. Okay. I said, you really, I can't speak to your entire life, but I can safely discern that it is possible that you don't have enough experiences in general. Now, a lot of people go through a whole lot of shit in 22 years on this planet. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna sit here and look you in the eye right now, viewership and listenership, and lie to you. But on average, there ain't a whole lot happened yet. And there's plenty to go. Most High willing. But you really don't have a whole lot of references upon which to understand or properly categorize your experiences and inventory your life up until this point. You haven't had enough desires, ideas, discoveries, ruminations, revelations, pontifications, failures, and or successes. Not yet. Consider this day one. If this is the first time you really felt like this, brother, consider this the beginning of a beautiful thing. Because now your journey truly begins. Because now you have to investigate why you feel this way and what it is that you want. I told him this too. We've been duped into believing, this is just my personal belief, we've been duped into believing that we should only get what we need. Fuck once. What? Nah. Because Some people want a whole lot of shit. And guess what? There's a whole lot of people. Okay, it ain't a whole lot of people, but it's enough people that just want some shit, and lo and behold, they go and get the shit that they want. They more than cover their needs. Needs are essential. Wants aren't. But damn it, I'm telling you, to get what you want, you gotta come up with a plan on how to get it. Needs, yeah, much smaller scale. You're gonna really, for the most part, I think that you're gonna get what you need. Because we all essentially as human organisms on Earth, I mean, we know what we need, and it's marginal and relatively negligible compared to what we want. But I'm telling you, you can damn sure bet your bottom dollar that you can more likely get what you need if you want some shit too. It's kind of a package deal. Because some people barely get what they need. And they don't do a whole lot of wanting. They're very, hopefully, grateful with what they do get in the terms of provisions. But there's a different mentality that comes in there. Or there's a different mentality associated with people that want some shit. Because they have desire. Desire is another kind of thing. It turns you to another kind of animal when you really want some shit. You see that girl over there? Well, we need social interaction. It's true. But do you want it? Do you want her? If you're a girl watching this, do you want him? Do you want to make something happen that otherwise wouldn't? If you're like, I don't really need to, fill in the blank. Well, if you want to take advantage of whatever the moment might be that's presenting itself before you, you're going to come up with a plan. You're going to come up with a plan. And I told him, I was like, hey, man, it sounds like to me that you're waking up to the fact that, as temporary as this life is, your experience can be quite permanent. And it might not be in this office that you're in, but it can be in any office, anywhere. Same shit, different box that you're enclosed in. Same boss, different face. Even though after a while, once you've lived enough and seen enough people, they seem to repeat too. Personalities as well. Same shit, different toilet, right? You've heard that shit before. Or do you want something? What do you want? Start to ask yourself this. Because you don't have to be here. You don't have to do this. We need money, but how do you want to make it? What do you want to do to get it? What do you want it for? Why? Why is it important, vital, critical? You need one of those. Big or small, doesn't matter the size of the why, but man, it helps to have a big one. In more ways than one. Nah, I just couldn't leave that up there in the air. But you gotta have a plan. And it's okay to want some shit. How else are you gonna get it? Nobody likes somebody who needs some shit all the time. We all need shit. We all need shit. But when you want something, people have this innate need to see to it that you get it. It's weird. It's weird. It's strange how it works like that. Communicating stuff that you want versus stuff that you need. I'm telling you, people are rolling their eyes in the back of their head. looking like a slot machine when you're talking about some shit that you need. But man, when you're talking about wanting stuff, you're communicating to others that you desire. And I think everybody in the known universe, and including the neighboring galaxy Andromeda, could respect somebody that wants some shit. Because everybody else, the sheep, I mean, they barely, but do, typically. They get most of what they need, but life just squeezes the juice out of them like a Capri Sun, bruh. Like a tube of toothpaste. And they just scrape by and they just get what they need and what they need to provide for those that they care about. But man, you can really do that with relative ease if you just go and get some shit that you want. And then once you get some shit that you want, now this is a never-ending cycle, never-ending story, but you keep getting some things that you want and the things that you need by really pursuing the things that you want. Not only are you going to definitely get the shit that you need, your basics, but you're definitely going to be able to provide for yourself and for the people that you care about, and definitely you're going to be able to create a world where everything in your environment and in your ecosystem is there to support your pursuits. But you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. Let me plug my other light in. It just went out. Anyways, straight up, for real. His eyes were this big. The guy. I was like, for real, man. I mean, it's simple. And I said it kind of flippantly, but I've said this a lot to a lot of my people. I was like, look, man, bottom line is, nobody cares about what you need, but damn it, people, they tend, or just organizations, whatever, tend to respond well to communicating the desires of your heart and going after what you want. People just respect it more. No one likes anyone who is needy, period. Anchor yourself to some shit that you want. The desires of your heart, my brother. Go and get that shit. Go and get it. I bet you'll come up with a plan. I bet you'll come up with a plan now. Because I'm going to tell you what. If you don't have a plan, you're part of somebody else's plan. If you don't have a plan, you have been planned for. Accordingly, too. Whatever your hour, I'm telling you, whatever your hourly wage is, whatever your hourly rate is, that is the amount of money that you decided was going to be the amount that you agreed upon to have someone else pay you to work for them to guarantee that you will never live anywhere near where they're able to live. That is what kind of covenant you have, what would the phrase be? I don't know, signed up for. Fuck it. That's what you signed up for. That's what the guarantee is. That's why it's an hourly guarantee. I hereby, Travanti, or whoever, I promise that for this amount of money, you'll never have to worry about me waving across the street to you when we're both going to the mailbox to see what the fuck is inside of it, to pick up a check. You'll never have to worry about me. You'll only see me when I am in service to you versus being in service to myself. I will I promise, for this amount of money an hour, I will give all of my time to you so you can take your time and invest it elsewhere. So that you, with your time, can have more time to spend quality time doing the things that you give a shit about, like running this business. I'll help you with that. And that's a conscious choice that people make. You made it. You have to live with it. But what's exciting about you feeling the way that you feel right now is that now you know that you got to do something about it. So ask yourself, what am I going to do? What am I going to do about it? With all of the power or powers that you have and investigate, let's see which ones you got. Apply all of them shits, all of your energy, with all of your might towards whatever those pursuits are. And be prepared to fail all the way up until you succeed. And I'm telling you, just like what's my guy's name in Monsters Inc? Bitch ass lizard dude, Randall. Like when they were showing the inner workings of like Monsters Inc. and they showed all of the doors. Check this out. It was a whole shit ton of doors, basically an infinitude of doors, right? But none of those doors appeared until you walk through the first one. You gotta walk through the first door to even know that there's an infinitude of possibilities and different permutations and different choices that you can make and different lives that you can end up living. So long as you have enough courage, the balls, the gall, the gusto, the stuff. You got to have the cojones. Enough of them to walk through the first one. And I know, and you've heard this a lot. It doesn't matter who was saying that shit on whatever podcast they was on. That door is symbolic of what? What's on the other side of that shit? Fear, uncertainty, whatever, man. What's worse? Being on this fucking side of the door? Does this feel better to you? Being on this side of the door or like, shit, who knows? But I can tell you this, I'm getting past 1-1 in motherfucking Mushroom Kingdom in Mario. I'm definitely sick of Green Hill Zone and Sonic the fucking Hedgehogs. I'm already getting all the coins smacked out of me, right? Aren't you tired of that shit? You gotta be sick of that. I can tell. You wanna know how I know? Because you just fucking told me. That's why we're having this conversation right now. So, instead of being embroiled and deeply embedded in misery, what you're doing right now is exactly what you're supposed to be doing at 22 years old, man. Whilst building whatever it is that you think you're trying to build. Remember, you think. That shit can radically change, but I'm telling you, it takes the first plan to lead to all of the other plans that can be contingency plans or plans contingent upon the success or the failure of this plan. What you need is just information. You can't get that if you don't have any experiences. If you don't just do shit, try shit, attempt shit. Your mind will change a lot. You'll change quite a bit. Your essence will remain the same, but I'm telling you, you ain't got no aura yet, none of that. Some people never will, and that's fine. But I'm telling you, you just need a stack of evidence. Like Hormozy said, just a stack of evidence, irrefutable evidence that is the evidence to support the argument that you are who you say that you are. That's it. You need the evidence to support the notion that you are who you say that you are. What is that? The experiences, attempts, trying. Tired of this. Well, I know I never want to do this shit again. Or from this experience, I learned how to do shit over here. The lack of leadership at this company I'm working at, whatever. I learned a lot from that CEO because now I'm running my own shit. I got my own outfit, my own staff. And this is a streamlined process now because I was definitely, I'm not saying not me myself, but say for instance, you're like a dispatcher at a company, blah, 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 and you're fully aware of all of the holes and the inefficiencies and the lack of logistics. Well, I can tell you what, or just the superfluous spending and overspending and blah, 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 blah. Needless overhead, whatever it might be. You are picking up all of those skills right now, my brother. But you gotta be able to have the Shinigami eyes to see what ought to be clear to you. But you can't when you're in this altered emotional state. You gotta slow down and zoom out and look at this as though you're some passerby at, like, I don't know, the Newport Aquarium. And you're looking into the fish bowl or the aquarium or the enclosure, and you're looking at the wildlife in there just interacting. God's view. And you're just watching the machinery work, just churn away, and just the gears grind, and, you know, the things interact, and the action potential doing its thing, and communication or the lack thereof, and you're just jotting down shit, taking notes. Matter of fact, you're experimenting and you're trying stuff. They ain't gotta know. They ain't gotta know a damn thing. This is your game. You're designing it, you're creating the rules, and you're leveling the fuck up. Take full advantage. Take full advantage. They don't know what kind of 4-dimensional chess you playing. Play. Pick up the fucking remote. You want to win? Grab a remote. Grab a fucking remote and play. But don't play their game. You will lose. But you can beat them in a game that they don't know they playing because, I mean, this game is your game. You see how that shit works? Do you see how that works? I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. And I was telling them, same shit. Relax. Relax. Just chill. Just relax. Breathe. Never forget to breathe. That's the most important thing in the universe right there. Air. The elixir of life itself. Breathing. You have no potential without just breathing, relaxing. You can see things clearly, hear things audibly, with clarity. And then from there, you take your findings as an investigative detective. That was a weird thing to call it. As a detective, and you apply that shit to your life, man. Like, be super excited. The moment you punch out, you're punching back in. As soon as you get to the motherfucking house, you firing up that motherfucking PC, and you get into fucking work. Whatever your work is. That shit you doing for free, you ain't doing for free. You investing. But you're not investing in that motherfucking company no more. You're investing in yours. And you're investing in the company that you keep. Bars. If I do say so myself. But you are. It's true. Invest in you right now. I'm telling you, dog. Everybody watching this right now. Everybody listening. I'm telling you. If you tallied up the number of hours. And it's going to turn into years. And you're not going to be happy with this number that you see. Tally up the amount of hours that you've given to not you, but to somebody else. Maybe it's your employer. Probably your employer. You're not going to like it. But sometimes the tangible, like the shit that you see yourself right in front of your face, like, it's different hearing me say it. It's different saying it. Nah, write that shit down on a piece of paper and look at it. Do some rudimentary mathematics, some arithmetic. Do it. You're not going to be pleased with how much time, one, you squander and waste, and then two, how much of your time has been squandered and wasted. Now, it wasn't wasted, again, because if you have discernment per these experiences, this is exactly what was supposed to happen. For whatever reasons. We don't know, but who cares? If you have the clarity and the discernment now, this was the data you needed. This is what you needed to build up an approximate model as to how you want to design your life. Or move according to your design. Who knows? Right? That's meta. But I'm telling you, take this and apply it. Go into your system settings. Here, the gut, super important. Neurons down there, so trust it. Neurons in here, trust it. Hella neurons up here, but boy, this can play you. This can play you. Because you're doing too much of this and not enough of this, or not enough of this. These things have to work in concert. All three of them nodes. Wherever the neurons are, you let them talk to each other and work in concert. And I'm telling you, you'll figure out things more often than not. Even if you didn't know which way you were supposed to go. You end up instincts, how all of this working together. And then, of course, the greatest guide. Your body's brilliant. Your mind, like all of it. You're brilliant. Believe it. Believe it. Have a plan. If you ain't got one, make something up. It can be small. It could be a shitty plan. But you got to come up with another plan. Now that you have a plan, just a plan. Now that you got a plan, whether it succeeds or not, this garbage ass plan is the catalyst to just a lifetime of just coming up with different plans, new plans to circumvent or work around the shitty plan. And then these plans get better and better because you're becoming what? A better motherfucking planner. It's funny how shit works when you're just working. And faith without works is what? Deceased. So, can't just believe in shit. You gotta believe that you have the ability to get this shit done. So that you'll make a motherfucking fool out of yourself. And out of your belief. Period. I was like, man, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Until you ain't supposed to be there no more. So if you're still on the bus, cool. But be on the lookout for your exit. Because when it's about that time, reach up and grab that motherfucking yellow dirty ass cord. Give it a jig. Give it a few jigs, a nice tug. So that light illuminates motherfucking bus stops. You get the fuck off. And don't ever get back on at that stop again. You know what I mean? Have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're part of somebody else's plan. I'm telling you, Montgomery Burns and all these dusty motherfucking AI dudes, all of these bitch ass people, I'm telling you, they got plans. And everybody else be out of sorts because they don't know what to do. Want to know why? They ain't executing because they ain't got shit to execute. Want to know why? Because they don't plan shit. Well, they've been planned for. They have been planned for. One more thing and I'm out. I got to eat. I've been cooking. Food. But I've also been cooking. Double entendre. All right. Anyhow. There's power in this distinction of for and with. There's a reason why even in ancient texts, they always talked about the power of the tongue. And it being mightier than the sword and all of that. Jibber jab. All of that. It's true. If we spell things, consider those incantations. Consider your words charged with spiritual power. Belief behind them. Believe in what you fucking saying. If you don't, that's why shit don't be happening. Because what you say is hot. Because what you say is empty because you are hollow. There's no horsepower behind what you fucking say. You say shit to be saying shit. Complaining to be complaining. But if there's conviction, if there's spirit behind what you got to say, fortitude, a square you standing on, I'm telling you, you're going to go places. Even if it's fucking backwards, you're moving. You go forward again, but you're moving. You're never in the same place. The difference between for and with. And this ain't for everybody. But to those who this message is for specifically, I'm telling you. Practice it. Be careful of what spells. Be careful of what spells you cast. That means watch what you fucking say. Watch what you say. Be careful with what you articulate. I'm talking about even when you by yourself. Be careful what you say. Because you're listening. Now, Mike Tyson said that. What a wise sage he's become. I mean, except for the fact that he fought Jake Paul. Anyways, that was, he made a lot of money. So, that's neither here nor there. But I'm telling you, it can really change things. Sure of it. If you begin with the mentality of knowing the difference between working for or working with. Working with involves possible collaborations, partnerships, sponsorships, whatever it might be. Business endeavors, entrepreneurship, a whole different pay scale. If you're working for somebody, man, again, they will never ever pay you enough. They will never ever pay you what you're worth. So know what the fuck you're worth, for one. Don't go for anything motherfucking less unless it's a means to an end. Your end. Your ends. Whatever your plan is. Because you could take a little bit less to get more if it's a strategic move on the Chinese goal board. That's like Chinese super chess. It's a game. It's like 2,500 years old. Look it up in a book or on the internet. Don't get lost, though. It's crazy out there. But again, you look at the whole planet different when you're light. You just see opportunities all around you when you change your attitude towards even that. Working for versus working with. There's so much more power in working with versus working for. Because there's a mutually beneficial arrangement there when somebody's incentivized to treat you well and pay you handsomely or share in revenue sharing, profit sharing. When it would benefit the two of you to go into business together, see, that's different, right? Instead of, dog, help me get wealthy. But clocking in, punching out. Slave to your wage. Oh, and by the way, you don't have a really high skill set, so you're super replaceable. You have no leverage in that situation. Of course you're sad. And if you're sad, you know you're not where you're supposed to be because that's your spirit screaming at you. Like, what are you doing? You know what you're capable of. But the world don't, so let the world fucking know what it is that you can do or the things that you can do and what you can do for them. Be a motherfucking service. I'm telling you, that's where the value is. That's when people inflate your value. They're like, dog, you are valuable. Why? Because of what you do for me, what you do for us. We count on you. We count on that. And people love to be in league with people who people believe ought to be in the league that they in. People believe in people that people believe in. People desire people that are desired. So have some fucking desires. Want some shit. What do you want? Write it down. Articulate it. Say it out loud. And may the Most High and your spirit and everyone around you hold you accountable and hold yourself accountable. And be slightly embarrassed when you fall short, but never discouraged. Shame is very important. I think shame is an evolutionary mechanism. They're trying to, I'm telling you, I don't know who they is, all right? But this society wants to eradicate shame. It's very important that we don't. There's some shit that people ought to be ashamed of. It encourages people to rise to the occasion, level the fuck up, and get better than what they are. So be ashamed. Shame is important. I think it's an evolutionary accountability mechanism that we carry with us. But if we get rid of that, boy, then there's no checks and balances. How else can you hold your own feet to the fire? Or have your environment do it for you? You saw what happened to Cersei Lannister? Had shit thrown at her and everything. Every damn thing. Shame. Had the bell and every motherfucking thing. It didn't change a damn thing that she was doing because she was, you know what I mean? But, hell, you felt secondhand embarrassment for her level of embarrassment. You should. That's what secondhand embarrassment is a thing. That's that shame mechanism kicking in. We should maintain it. Not go too ham with it, but it should be there. Like it's there for a reason. No one made shame up, is what I'm saying. We didn't make shame up. You feel ashamed. You want to know why? Because it's a feeling, motherfucker. It's natural. That is how we improve. I have a plan. I'm Travanti. I approve this message. Kung Fu. Hard work. Smart work. And like the motherfucking referee in Street Beefs always says, less work. All right, man. It's been real. Thanks for stopping by the Fireside Chat. Leave some of your thoughts that are of the non-bullshit variety in the comments. And then I'll see y'all on the next one. Also, if you haven't already, catch up on Don the Don, catch up on The Penguin, catch up on Hajime no Ippo, catch up on Kaiju number 8, catch up on Hell's Paradise, catch up on Solo Leveling. Because that's the shit that I'm on that solo leveling shit. All right, squad, family, much love, peace and salutations. Ashe, move forth, conquer shit. Let's get this money. Travanti's out of here. Rage advice on everything. Audio dope. Not bots coming soon. Shout out to my family. Shout out to Chuck. Praise the Most High. Wing Chun. All right. We out. I said we out here. I said good day. Shout out to Fez.